before was actually what painted everything in my day. Everything was basically this awareness, and also that this I am was just another subtle vibration within this awareness. And for the first time, the joy disappeared.
What disappeared?
The joy.
Joy disappeared.
Yeah.
If joy disappears in this direction, then it must be something higher than that joy. If joy disappears in that direction, then something different. But if joy disappears in this direction, something higher must come. What joy are you speaking about? You speak about this, the joy arising out of the unassociated state, I am. And what it means, for those of you maybe it's not so familiar with this term, what it means is that the first knowledge, you may say, the quintessential knowledge, is that basic intuition, the sense, I exist, I am. And that I am sense is in all the sentient beings. Nobody gave you that taste, I am. It arose spontaneously. And after it arises, then somehow it needs an instrument through which to express and to have the taste of experiencing and to experience this diverse manifestation. But somewhere along the line, identification arose with the instrument. And the I am, which is not a person, it's not a man or a woman, it has no religion, it has no belief. Somehow it sprang forth and identified with the body, and then believed I am the body. When it believes I am the body, then all the other conditioning that arose inside the body became it embraces all these conditioning, think I am these also. Then confusion arose for the being. Touching the body is a time body, has a birth, date of birth, date of death. Neither of them you will know. Neither of them you knew. You did not experience your date of birth, and you will not experience your date of death also. But then somehow, because this being has touched the time body, it came into time. And then some trauma entered into beingness. It feels one day I am not going to be here anymore to enjoy this body. So some pain now. You somehow, the exercise, you may say, or inquiry, is to help the beingness which fell into the state of hypnosis, that I am the body, it believes I am the body. All true spiritual practices or sadhana is helping to remove this accumulation of concepts which is not original to your being, so that you again shine only as that feeling I am without any association. Then that one, he says, that's the state they call Satchidananda, the perfume of the being, when you are not anymore associated. Of course, outwardly, someone will still call you son or daughter or wife or girlfriend or husband or whatever. But inwardly, you are without identity. That's your secret you don't have to speak about. And somehow you're able to function beautifully in this world. Outwardly, you carry on, something carries on. And there's an awareness, there's a harmony also. Even maybe an increased harmony. Because now there's a sense of detachment from the outer role you play. Inwardly, you're in pure serenity. You see? This is the aim of all true disciplines, to come back to that original place, the sense I am. Beyond, not I am man or woman, not I am Muslim, Christian, Hindu, nothing. Just that taste, I am. That's the beautiful state. And as far as your exercises, your practice can go. Some beings, even this taste, I am, the taste of existence, becomes also a phenomenon. This will not be your everyday consciousness. Some rare beings, they are now beginning to feel, but even this taste of existence came also. And what comes also goes. And each day we are experiencing the waking state. Prior to the waking state, you were in a state without even I am. Then the waking state comes, then the feeling of existence comes, then the relationship to the world and otherness come, time comes, all these things come. Sleep comes again, and everything is laid to rest. And you again, your identity in the waking state cannot come into deep sleep with you. So now I'm returning to the point you made. He says, I have now had this experience where first I came to the place only of the feeling I am. It is not attached to anything else. And I found joy, found peace and joy. Many other beings will envy you. Oh, how did you find joy? Don't associate it. I am not suppressing the senses. I am not repressing emotions. They can happen, but I am not identified with them. This is coming to the pure state of being. Clear enough? Then he says something. He says, but then I saw even this being. Then I am seeing even this feeling. I have that holy taste. That which is referred to as the godly principle, the divine principle in the body, that also was watched. So the very fact that that was watched places the watcher beyond even the feeling of I am, even the unspeakable. But he says, joy also went. If joy went, what was left? Was there? I want to ask you this. If joy went, then what? Some sadness replaced the joy? Or?
Initially, I had some kind of excitement. I think that day there was some kind of change in my experience. And then in the morning I woke up and I just felt I should forget about all this practice. There was no...
You actually felt forget about practice?
Go back to work. I've been working this year. I've been sitting on the couch most of the year. So
Yeah.
it was a feeling like just go back to work, get on with life.
Really? I want to know more about this. Because sometimes two things happen. Sometimes we feel, okay, now it's clear. I'm not any of these things. All practices keep me feeling like I'm a practicer or something, and now I've seen it. None of it is true. Maybe like this. So I go back to work. And work is true. Okay. So even this is okay. Then I must go to work. And work. Fine. Inside, what is your inner state? So you go to work. You say, okay, now I've seen all that the eyes can see. I've understood as much as the mind can understand. So no more I want. So now I want to know what happened. You say, well, now we'll go back to work. Okay, go back to work. What is your inner state? Even while working, I have no objection to this. Of course, work, in fact, very natural. Get on with it. What is your inner state?
Of course, there's been, especially this year, a strong sense of transparency and detachment. And I didn't go back to work, actually. I spent a week a little agitated, and I just went back to the practice which you gave. And the joy came back, slowly came back, this kind of subtle joy.
Yes, yes. Which you still see, but even though, even with the joy present, which most beings would be very happy, they say, you're going to give away your joy, can I have it? And go back to work, I keep the joy. When you say, no, even this joy which is experienced, it's there, but perhaps no excitement about joy. It becomes a kind of grounded state. It is there by itself. There is not a desire to keep the joy or to get rid of it. It's simply there. It is the perfume of being. This joy is there. What is your inner state? Behind the joy, because joy can be watched. That which watches joy, what is the state of that? Anything to say? Does it say, okay, now I go back to work? Now I go back to practice? Does it say even this?
No, I think it's just there.
It's just there. A lot of people are curious about this stage. This stage, let's not say state. Many people are curious about this stage. What happens now? Because many people ask, okay, then what to do now? What to do? And I'm asking, who is asking the question here? Isn't it still the mind is asking what to do? What to do? And even this what to do mind is also watched. Watch out. Because even this what to do mind, he may still catch you. What to do? Oh yeah, what to do? Oh no. When you're in the position to even be aware of this, because once you somehow have come back to your pure being, sometimes something says some visitors are going to come. Some visitors are going to come and their voices are going to say something like this. Either they will say, how can I keep this? How can I stay here? And you must not purchase this voice. Because if you purchase this voice, immediately you purchase separation. You must watch this voice. Another one will say, okay, but what to do now? Huh? Mr. Holy, Miss Holy, you've come to this beautiful place. What to do now? Who is going to look after your children? Who is going to pay the rent? And something starts to tremble. Oh, you must not listen to this voice. Another one will come. Yeah, okay, that's it. I've done it. I've done it. I'll open my own ashram now. I'll do something. You don't listen to this voice. Many of you know these voices, they come. And they are not easy to discern sometimes. It's still early. Therefore I say, keep quiet. Don't rush in towards any premature conclusions about anything. Just keep quiet. And in your own solitude, you will watch these energies coming up. You will feel the pull. Something says, okay, you've seen now, you understand, then let's get back to reality. Whatever. Who has come to that place? You said you had a doubt. What is it?
There's been a lingering feeling that I should have made some change or not to have just gone back to the same practice in some sense. But in truth, after the retreat, I had a strong sense of just surrender, just whatever's left, surrender.
Which is good. that attitude, sometimes I put it in the form that inwardly you say yes. Yes to what? Yes to the opportunity to complete your seeing. Yes to the opportunity of embracing the unknowable. Yes to the opportunity of letting go of the fear of disappearing. I say yes to a kind of trust that if existence has brought me here, then it must take care of the rest of it. You say yes to something. You don't have to itemize what your yes is about, but maybe you know already. You say, yeah, that's a kind of surrender. Yes to the introspection, or the insight, the journey into my own completeness. Yes. That's also surrender. So that your being can remain in complete solitude and peace. Will the world stop? Will the world stop? I can say yes and no. Will you understand? Your senses will not stop. They will continue functioning. Thoughts may continue to come, but something else is now here. A stillness, an intuition, a presence, an absence. Maybe you'll try to explain and words will fail you. And then you'll say, Mooji did say keep quiet, keep quiet, keep quiet. And don't wait, not waiting for something. You have become pregnant with yourself. You're giving birth to yourself. Maybe if there's something more to find out, in this space, you'll come to complete clarity about it. Okay.
I'm leaving tonight, so...
You're leaving today?
I really wanted to thank you for the retreat.
Oh,
and, yeah.
Very good. There's still some time left in satsang. We'll see what happens. Very good. Come. Yeah. She puts her hand up and I says, come, and she goes, me. I said, yeah, you. Very good.
In fact, you mentioned surrender, and it's really the state I'm living every day.
Oh.
And it's wonderful. Whatever happens, and I'm very grateful just for that.
Simple like that. Simple like that. In one or two sentences, you have encapsulated it. I've surrendered. Surrendered. Even Sri Ramana Maharshi, he says, when you surrender, what is true surrender? He says, many people surrender. I surrender my family. I surrender my job. I surrender my future. I surrender my personality. He says, what about surrendering the surrenderer also? So, oh, yeah. Okay. Surrender also. What's going to happen? Then you must know what's happening. Then you are not managing existence. You are again a bit like space moving in space. Not spaced out, but moving somehow. Carried, even, I say. You're not in a hurry to fulfill any projection, because projections also you're not pursuing. Even if they come as an invitation, you watch them, say, okay, you know best, take care of it. My life doesn't belong to me. Who can say this type of thing, you see? And this also is very direct way. Whatever unfolds, unfold in this body also. Is that what you're saying? Because you look a lot more peaceful, content, because these are things you cannot fake. Because it is not something you do, it is sort of like an energy, a radiance. Very great. Thank you. Okay, come.
Russian. Can translate.
Translate. Many Russian people, huh? We used to say the Russians are coming. And they're here. Okay.
Ну, я совсем недавно стала исследовать, кто я, и не так давно познакомилась с Раманом Махарши, узнала о тебе.
Recently, I start to inquire myself and
Start to inquire into
who am
yourself.
I, and start to be familiar with teaching of Ramana and you.
И это уже сейчас принесло много тишины и какого-то понимания для моего существа.
And already it brings a lot of silence and peace for my existence.
Но все еще есть очень много замешательства.
But still there is a lot of doubts.
Мы вчера говорили об облаках, и я увидела, что я за эти облака просто держусь. Это, например, как вина, страх.
Yesterday we talked about clouds and
About?
Clouds.
Clouds.
Yes,
Clouds.
yeah. And somehow I watch these clouds and I hold on it. I hold on it.
You hold a cloud?
Yes, like feel of like feeling of guilty or vina.
Чувство вины, лень, депрессия.
And depression and laziness, like this kind of clouds.
Страх, очень сильное
Fear,
облако.
very strong fear.
И особенно это проявляется во взаимоотношениях. Ну, например, с моим 12-летним сыном.
And especially it's come in relation, it's appear more in relation between me and my son, 12 years old.
И у меня как здесь нет понимания, потому что вот ребенок, я же его мама.
And here, like, I don't have understanding, I don't have clear about these things because I'm like mama.
С одной стороны, я понимаю, что это, ну, тоже облако, что я мама, но с другой стороны, это еще очень сильно во мне, и я очень сильно за это держусь.
So one side I understand that this role of mama is also kind of cloud, but other side I still hold on it. It's still strong.
Okay, yes, yes. With the inquiry, you come quickly, even with surrender also, you come quickly to that insight where outwardly you can be mama, inwardly you are not mama.
Вот продолжая самоисследование и отдаваясь этому полностью, ты скоро обнаружишь, что ты можешь быть одновременно снаружи мамой, а внутри тем же ничто.
It's not irresponsible, okay?
И это не безответственность.
It works very well.
Это очень хорошо работает.
Just like somebody calls you a daughter, one person calls you mother, one calls sister, one calls wife.
Так же, как разные люди называют тебя сестрой, мамой, женой.
One calls you friend,
Кто-то зовет тебя другом,
one calls you enemy.
кто-то врагом.
And to each of these attitudes, something responds completely spontaneously.
И у каждого из этих обращений к тебе что-то отзывается очень спонтанно на это.
Yet somewhere within you know you're not these things.
Но в то же время где-то внутри ты все равно знаешь, что ты не одно из этих.
It's a kind of role.
Это своего рода роли,
You're beyond also this thing.
но ты за пределами всего этого.
Yeah. There's one place inside which is not united with anything else.
Есть вот это одно место внутри, которое не соединяется, не смешивается ни с чем, ни с чем
The
больше.
human being must discover this thing.
И вот человеческое существо, оно должно раскрыть это в себе, реализовать.
Don't put something else in there.
Не делай ничего большего,
And everything will go well for you.
и все произойдет хорошо и само собой.
It can be your secret.
И это может быть твоим секретом.
And you'll be a good friend,
Ты можешь быть хорошим другом,
great mother,
прекрасной мамой,
great daughter,
прекрасной дочерью,
but also maybe not.
но также, может быть, и нет.
Because who determines these things?
Потому что кто оценивает все эти вещи?
But you will be satisfied.
Но будь внутри удовлетворена, найди удовлетворение.
You don't have to try too hard.
Не надо пробовать слишком сильно.
You do your best, it's enough.
Просто делай лучшее, что ты можешь, и этого достаточно.
Something here guides your thoughts and your actions.
Что-то внутри как бы ведет твои мысли и твои действия, руководит.
And one more thing.
И еще одно.
Don't let anyone be the cause of you giving up your quest.
Не позволяй ничему и никому быть причиной или препятствием продолжению твоей работы, самоисследования.
Да, именно в этом вопрос, потому что когда я ехала сюда, то есть все мое существо, оно рвалось в Индию, рвалось навстречу с Индией, но там Новый год, день рождения у ребенка, и я как получалась в ножницах.
So that was the question, because before I came to India, something was calling me here, and but other hand, there was birthday of my son and New Year, and it was like two waves, and I was like, the scissors, two line of scissors.
Don't let anyone or anything come between you and your search for truth.
Не позволяй никому и ничему вставать между тобой и твоим стремлением к истине.
When you have attained, if you want to say this, when you have attained that complete liberation,
Когда ты достигаешь, и, так сказать, достигаешь этого абсолютного освобождения,
the seeking will fall away by itself.
вот это вот исследование, оно само собой будет следовать за тобой.
Don't say, oh, I stop seeking.
Не говори, что все, вот теперь я прекращаю всякий поиск, прекращаю исследование.
It's a very popular cliche at the moment.
Это очень такое популярное, как бы клише, популярный путь думать.
Then I ask, who gave up the search?
Тогда я спрошу тебя, кто же тогда оставляет этот поиск? Кто тот, кто оставил поиск?
Let the search give you up.
Позволь поиску самому оставить тебя.
Come to Russia? Okay.
Welcome to Russia.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Acha. One moment, I'll read this one. This was something that came yesterday. Dear Mooji, all the Buddhas say there is no one who exists. If this is true, then who are you telling to inquire into the self? Who are you asking to meditate? If the Buddha said there's no one who exists, who is he speaking to? So the same one must inquire into the self. Only when the self is recognized can this statement come that actually no one really existed to do it. It was an expression, a play of consciousness in search of its own self-recognition. Because the consciousness, when it is not identified with ego, when it's not identified with conditioning, it spontaneously is self-aware. When it becomes identified with the body and with conditioning, it comes into a state of confusion. Then it thinks, I am the body. Then it feels a sense of separation. I must find myself. I must find the truth. This is the play. But you cannot just think your way out of it. For a while, still people ask this question, if there's no one who exists, then who are you telling to inquire into the self? I can say I'm telling the self that has forgotten what it is to inquire into its nature. Because if this person is true and say, if the Buddha say there's no one to exist, if this is true, then who are you telling to inquire in the self? If this one knew, he would not write this thing. And the problem would be is that this person may think they know. And this is worse than if you never came across it in the first place. Okay, come. Namaste. Thank you.
Hello. I come with a practical question for the awakened ones.
For?
The awakened ones.
For the awakened ones. Okay. Well,
Well, what I want to say is I come to India in search of healing of
healing
my body.
Yes, yes, yes.
My Ayurvedic doctor tells me it is time for you to take care of yourself. You have been given too much. And I start giving myself priority.
You start to give yourself priority.
But then people get mad at me.
Yes, why?
I don't know. I gave myself something for my well-being, and then the response is other one.
Usually what happens is that it's not that people come at you for giving some attention to yourself. It's usually that you feel a bit guilty about it. Something maybe feel a bit guilty, and the consciousness manifests that guilt in the form of other people coming and saying, look, you're giving time to yourself. What kind of selfishness is that? It's not that usually people do it. If you are clear inside yourself, then who could criticize you for giving some attention to your body? Your body needs a bit of help. Maybe you are assisting people, and then now it's time, your own body needs some assistance, and you're giving this body some assistance, then who would complain?
I was feeling very happy to do it for once.
So sometimes, listen again, there is an aspect of something maybe inside that feels, a bit guilty for giving some attention to yourself. It may not be conscious. You understand what I'm speaking about here? It may not be conscious, but sometimes it comes up. And some things you cannot hear by yourself because there's maybe too much inner noise there or something. So consciousness manifests as an outer scenario so that you can see this thing. Sometimes it happens like this. But I don't know if anybody understands what I'm speaking. It can happen like that. Otherwise, if you look at it purely what you're saying, you came to India to give a bit of attention to your own physical health, and some people don't like it. You see it, no? Yeah. And many years ago, when I was in Lucknow with Papaji, in those days, the Russians were just starting to come. There were just few. And what happened is, one man, I was sitting in one restaurant by myself, and one young Russian man came and he says, can I sit with you? I said, but of course, it's for you, come sit. So he sat down and he said, can I share something with you? I said, oh yes, He says, I'm from Russia. Today is my birthday. He says, I said, oh, happy birthday, very good. And he says, I am a shoemaker. I'm a shoemaker, you see? And today is for the first time, I'm wearing one of my own shoes. Even now I speak, I almost come to tears. He said, today, for the first time, I am wearing one of my own shoes. Because in this village where I grew up, he says, we are not encouraged to do anything for yourself. You must do something for everybody. And it sounds good, because also in my own culture, you're shown, educated to respect your elders, to do this, and I have not regretted it. But it can go to extremes. And in his case, he said, no, always you do something for someone. Now he's come and he's met Papaji, and something is start to come up. Maybe some suppressed emotion, something. And so he was saying, for the first time, I am wearing one of my own shoes. And his nice shoes also, they look very cute. This is very, very, very good. Now times must have changed. Attitudes are changing very quickly. That is in 1993, this conversation took place. You see? Sometimes you're doing something for many people, maybe this is your way. You want to help, you like to be in service, maybe. But then when it's time to serve your own body, and something feels it's not good. So like this, sometimes it can come like this. It feels like people are coming to you. They don't go to anybody else with these things because they wouldn't be given the time of day. But with you, they come. And somebody says something like that, and you may ask this person, you may see them 6 months, 6 weeks later, 6 days later, and you may say, listen, this thing you said really hurt me. And they'll say, what thing? I don't remember saying anything to you. Because it didn't really come from them, it came through them. They may just say one word. Sometimes somebody can say one word to you as a child, and you carry all your life with this thing. It may have even been said in innocence. It may have even been said as a compliment, but misunderstood. And years later, you are still suffering from this. And it doesn't exist, but in your mind it is existing. Sometime like that.
And where is this button I have to push in order to get rid of the guilt?
Just now?
I am.
If you see like this, you say, oh, that's nothing. It's okay. Carry on taking care of your body if you feel like this. If you've come to an understanding about something, then you can just let it go. You don't have to turn it into another practice. Just you say, it's okay, now I understand. It's all right. Carry on taking care of your body without devotion. Look after your body without too much devotion. Just treat it like your car, you fix it. Keep your devotion for the one who dwells here.
Thank you so much.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, please come. You're busy today, huh? You can speak.
Я могу наблюдать свое тело, свои эмоции, свои мысли, окружающий мир.
I can watch my body, emotions, thoughts, and all world outside.
И я чувствую, что есть некоторая связь между тем, кто это видит, видящим, и объектами.
And I feel there is connection between objects and that one who sees the objects.
Yeah.
И с одной стороны, отталкиваясь от объектов, я могу с помощью усилия ощутить себя видящим.
In one way, I can go from object to feel me as a seer, I can go through the objects, from the objects.
Okay.
И
Put the microphone more close.
И у меня появляется ощущение, что этот видящий связан с объектами. Нету нету универсальности, независимости. То есть я говорю об этом, потому что я попадаю в это состояние, а потом выпадаю из него.
And I feel that seer have no independent existence, the seer. That seer depend on object. There is connection between objects and seer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Я говорю об этом, потому что...
No.
В микрофон говори.
Я говорю об этом, потому что я периодически в это состояние попадаю, видящего, и
I can say it because I can come in this state and I can come out from the state.
ну, в отождествленности с объектами, обратно, в отождествленность с объектами.
I can identify it with objects and unidentified with objects.
Где, как достигается состояние универсальности видящего?
How to reach state of universal seer?
Yes. Cannot be reached.
Его нельзя достичь.
By whom can it be reached?
Кто же его тогда достигнет?
The one who is trying to reach is not real.
Тот, кто пытается достигнуть этого, он нереален.
But I need to explain a little bit.
Но мне нужно немножко объяснить это.
Sometimes I'm asking, who is looking out
Иногда,
who is looking out from behind those eyes? I ask.
иногда я спрашиваю, кто смотрит вовне, вот через эти глаза?
Who is looking from behind those eyes?
Кто находится за глазами?
Someone said, answering, he says, conditioning is looking out.
И кто-то ответил мне, что это обусловленность смотрит.
This is very good.
Это хорошо, это так.
But what is watching the conditioned one?
Но кто наблюдает эту обусловленность, кто знает о ней?
You say that you can see all the objects in the world,
Ты говоришь, что ты можешь видеть все объекты в мире,
you can see everything outside.
можешь видеть все вот это вот снаружи.
Not only you can see everything outside, you can see everything on the inside of this one.
Но также ты можешь не только видеть то, что снаружи глаз, но также можешь видеть то, что и с той стороны глаз.
You can see the manifest world, the physical,
Можешь видеть
Wow.
физические объекты, проявленные.
the elemental world.
Можешь видеть все эти элементы.
And then you can see inside the world of thoughts and feelings also.
Но также ты можешь видеть внутренние объекты, мысли, чувства.
You can observe memory,
Также ты можешь наблюдать память,
imagination,
представления,
desire, dream,
желания,
all this inside.
мечты.
Also, you can observe even the feeling of personhood.
Также ты можешь наблюдать это чувство личности.
But you said something interesting. You say, the one who sees and the thing that is seen, they are related.
Но ты сказал интересную вещь, что тот, кто видит, и то, что он видит, они имеют связь.
A very interesting observation.
Это очень интересное наблюдение.
What is aware of this?
Кто знает об этом, кто осознает это?
Сознание, интеллект.
Consciousness or intellect.
What is aware of this?
Кто осознает и это?
Тот, кто видит.
That one who sees.
I am. Я.
I am, he said.
Hold the microphone.
Я.
Yes. And you are what?
А ты это кто?
No. At this looking, we are still in the looking, huh? You say, the world outside I can see, all the people I can see, even my parents I can see, everything. And the body that they gave birth to, I can see.
В этот момент нужно немножко приостановиться. Ты говоришь, что ты видишь весь окружающий мир, всех людей, родителей, даже тело, которое было дано
The senses I can see.
Все свои ощущения, органы чувств можешь видеть, наблюдать.
I'm aware of thoughts and feelings.
Также осознаешь мысли и чувства.
Then also the one for whom the thoughts and the feelings are functioning, this one also there's awareness of this.
И тот, кому все вот, органы чувств доставляют информацию, как бы, да, этот самый тоже, тот самый тоже может быть видим, наблюдаем. Это правда?
It's true.
Ну, у меня ощущение, что тот, кто видит, не может быть наблюдаем. Потому что это опыт. Это мой опыт.
He said, I have a feeling that one who sees cannot be seen because it is not an object, it is can be only experienced.
Yes. Yeah. We will experience it.
И кто же будет иметь этот опыт?
Нет слов.
No words.
What you will come to is spontaneously the world appears and is being perceived.
Ты можешь прийти к тому, что весь мир, все происходит спонтанно, и весь мир проявляется.
Spontaneously there is the feeling I exist.
Спонтанно есть вот это чувство «я есть», «я существую».
And I am here.
И я здесь, и это спонтанно.
Then the question comes, as what are you here?
И возникает вопрос, вот ты здесь, как что ты здесь, как кто?
And then your question came, you see.
И тогда возникает вот твой вопрос.
You say, what is seeing has some relationship with what is seen.
Ты говоришь, что то, что видит, имеет связь с тем, что видит.
Yeah. Can that be the ultimate?
И может ли он быть как бы универсальным?
And you see, no, it cannot be the ultimate.
И ты видишь, что нет, не может быть.
Behind all of this, there is, you may call even an intelligence, maybe you can say.
За пределами всего этого ты можешь также это назвать как бы разумностью.
Which is not directly participating in any function.
И оно как бы напрямую не связано, не присоединено ни к каким функционированию чувств.
Even the function of perception.
И даже вот это функционирование восприятия.
Takes place in its presence.
Это происходит в присутствии той самой разумности.
It is not dead.
И это не мертво.
It is not a void.
И это не то, что избегается.
It's not a black hole.
И это не черная дыра.
Because these can also be perceived in it.
Потому что все это также может быть воспринято внутри этого.
Please follow what I'm speaking inwardly.
Пожалуйста, следуй тому, что я говорю внутри.
Please look with your own light.
Пожалуйста, посмотри со своим внутренним собственным светом.
Because that is your tool.
Потому что это твое колесо, твой механизм.
The intellect of consciousness is your equipment.
И потому что интеллект, сознание — это и есть твое снаряжение, как бы твои помощники, твои инструменты.
It is all you need.
И это все, что тебе нужно.
If you look like this, you will know now. You will know now, not tomorrow. You will know now.
И если ты будешь смотреть вот так, вот таким образом, то ты узнаешь все прямо сейчас, не завтра, не потом.
But sometime fear will come.
Но иногда страх появляется.
Because it's almost at a certain point, it's almost can seem like a subtle choice has to be made.
В какой-то момент это может выглядеть как некий выбор, как будто у тебя есть выбор.
Yes. ultimately, even this choice is an illusion.
Но в итоге даже этот выбор тоже иллюзия.
But it still has to happen.
Но это также все еще должно произойти.
Either you hold on to what you feel is familiar,
Держишься ли ты за то, что тебе знакомо,
or somehow something is dropped.
или просто сбрасываешь, отбрасываешь все.
And fear comes.
Страх все равно придет, может прийти.
The true one, the one who is ready, who is prepared by consciousness itself, this one will go through.
Тот, кто готов к истине, тот, кто следует ей, тот пройдет это испытание, этот страх.
Because you cannot retain your identity and realize the absolute.
Потому что ты не можешь оставаться в идентификации, в отождествлении и стать абсолютом.
If your questioning is coming only through the mind,
Если твой вопрос приходит только из ума,
fear will come.
тогда страх появится, придет.
Because mind wants to know, wants to have some guarantees.
Потому что ум хочет иметь какие-то гарантии.
What does the absolute look like?
Как абсолют выглядит?
Can I absolutely trust the absolute?
Могу ли я абсолютно доверять абсолюту?
If you're like this, it will be struggle for you.
И если это так, то это будет для тебя
This
большим
struggle,
препятствием,
this
страданием.
struggle is illusion,
И вот это вот препятствие, это испытание, оно будет тоже, это тоже иллюзия.
and the one who is struggling is also illusion.
И тот, кто страдает, он тоже есть иллюзия.
I don't know if you can bear what I'm speaking.
Я не знаю, можешь ли ты выдержать то, что я говорю.
You are already complete.
Но ты на самом деле уже завершен.
But in the game of manifestation, you will have another conviction.
Но в этой игре проявления, проявленного мира у тебя есть какая-то своя часть, своя роль.
You will have a conviction that you are the body-mind.
У тебя будет убеждение, что ты есть ум и тело.
And through this conviction, there will come a fear to recognize your completeness.
И через эту убежденность придет страх, который будет препятствовать узнаванию твоей завершенности, целостности,
Which is beyond the body-mind.
который находится за пределами тела и ума.
But it's not beyond in terms of distance.
Но это не за пределами в терминах дистанции, это не где-то там.
It's not beyond in terms of time.
Это не за пределами и даже не за пределами в терминах времени.
It's not beyond in terms of otherness.
Это не за пределами в терминах чего-то другого, других объектов каких-то.
It's not beyond this way. It's not beyond this way.
Да, это не за пределами наружу, вовне.
It's beyond this way.
Это за пределами внутрь, в себе.
It is your essential being.
Это твое истинное бытие.
It's what we are already.
Это то, что мы есть уже.
Your face is wearing your mind.
Твое лицо как бы одето в твой ум.
When you have a lot of thoughts, it's in your face. You have
Когда
a
есть-
thought face.
Когда есть много мыслей, это одето на лице. Все лицо в мыслях.
You have a time face.
Есть лица со временем, которые носят время на себе.
You have a money face.
Или деньги, денежное лицо.
Sometimes a no money face.
А иногда безденежное лицо.
Sometimes a face of past.
Иногда лицо прошлого.
And in your satsang, these faces, something is coming up.
А вот в твоем собственном сатсанге все это уходит с лица.
Then somehow, behind all these masks,
И за пределами всех этих масок
you come to your true face.
ты обнаруживаешь, приходишь к своему истинному лицу.
Even in this physical body,
Даже вот в этом физическом теле
you will see the face of God.
ты увидишь лицо Бога.
And it looks like you.
И это выглядит точно так же, как и ты.
What we are devoted to in this world, it's in your face.
То, чему мы поклоняемся в этом мире, то и отражается на твоем лице.
Chameleon face.
Лицо хамелеона.
Very good, thank you. Okay, come. Thank you.
My question is also very practical. While once one is on this path to liberation, I'm concerned that before one has reached this knowing of the true self, that the instruction to not identify with the story can lead to can be an excuse for behavior that is disrespectful or and so I see with other paths in yoga, like the Ashtanga path or the Karma Yoga path, that it gives instructions for behavior in a way. And I'm wondering about the practicality of this path.
Yes. Yeah. With any sincere approach, you will spontaneously be aware of when something is not in alignment with your heart's truth. And it goes all the way out to your fingertips and beyond, in the way that you relate with other beings. All of this comes. It comes. Ramana Maharshi also, he says, all good qualities manifest spontaneously in the awakened mind. What it means? It didn't cultivate. There is an inherent goodness, actually, in our true state, which seems to be needed to be cultivated in our virtual state, because we are living in the realm of conditioning and false identity, and we can go on cultivating. And if we make cultivating good behavior into a kind of practice, sometimes pride comes also in this. And some of the worst thing is to find someone who feels they can help you and come with an energy which is not required. Sometimes moving in a feeling of inappropriateness. So, of course it is good to be aware of correct conduct, you can put like this. And by correct conduct, I mean that which is an expression of care and love and unselfishness, thoughtfulness. All of this is there, and all is good. I don't feel that anyone can speak against that, because even if someone, we all respond to kindness. Not everyone, but generally we respond to kindness. It's there in the animals, in everything it's there. In all of life, it is there. What I'm saying here, I want to shift the focus of trying to be good by realizing your original nature. Because in so many places you can go, and you'll get into self-improvement training and all of this. But the self we are trying to improve actually is not real. I have to say boldly, because it's not being boldly said. Of course, the whole world, we believe, universally, we are this body. So anything to do with improving this body and improving the mind, improving conduct, is agreeable. And the biggest religions, they are practicing this actually. But this is only the costume of the being also. Because upon realizing one's true nature, compassion shines out of that, love shines out of that, unselfishness shines out of this. I don't think anyone would be so attracted to the Buddha or to Christ or Muhammad if they were selfish and full of judgment, yeah, and greedy. Why? Because actually their very presence is shining with all of those, and yet they didn't spend the time trying to cultivate good behavior. They only came to the true. And in coming to the true, spontaneously all of this come. So, if you find that there are people who uses that as an excuse, it was in them like that already. To not really, I can't speak about it because I'm a little bit confused about it myself. How you can be in search of truth and then somehow you are being very arrogant to people and saying, well, it doesn't exist anyway, when you do something wrong. Because one time, one man came to me and he says, I went into the supermarket today, this is in London. I went to the supermarket today and I took some things from there. Because I feel like it's all a dream. He said, some of you might know, huh? He says, I took some things because I see it's all dream. What do you think about it? He says to me. I said, well, yeah, it's okay if when the dream manager catches you and he calls the dream police and they take you to the dream police station, then they take you to dream court and you get 10 dream months, but you're okay because it's all dream. If it is like this for you, then go ahead, fine. Because my feeling is it's not okay for you. Your mind is making this type of excuse. And if you want to make excuse, Advaita will give you some 5-star excuses, okay? It doesn't give you, but your mind will make that. Anyone genuine, you will use this very clear and direct pointing, come to the truth very swiftly. And I like this attitude, that you're not dedicating yourself for the next 10 years, I'm going to practice them. No, because if it takes 100 years to come to the truth, to that moment of realization, that moment will be exactly the same as this moment. Because that truth you will find then is here now. So what stands in the way of that? This is what I want to know. So I don't want to give you unnecessary practice. Actually, I'm just looking at this letter, which I'll read after in a sec. It is actually inquiry is also a practice. Inquiry is also a practice. Because if you say the self doesn't have to practice, of course self doesn't have to practice, but are you the self? Yes, I am the self. Actually, no. There's still a smelling of a person. There's still the fragrance or the odor of a person, often speaking. And until one transcends this truly, then your words will not carry any authority or any power. So if you see people speaking like this, behaving like that, leave them alone. Okay, very great. Okay, come. Yeah, yep.
Hello, Mooji. I'm also Russian. And I don't know what is better, to speak Russian with translation or
Your
to
English
speak-
seems good.
Okay. I will tell you one very simple Russian joke, because it's like, it's the starting of my question. Like two men sitting in a pub drinking beer, and one is asking the other, how was your meeting yesterday with this beautiful woman? The other answers, it was 50% successful. 50% successful, great. What does it mean? It means I came for the meeting and she didn't.
Let me try and work this out now.
So it's the beginning of my question, because with my, very often I was going for the meeting with God, and it was always 50% successful.
Yeah.
I was coming for the meeting and he didn't, or she didn't, I don't know.
Yeah. What happened is that you showed up for the meeting, right?
Yes.
Looking for the one who is actually sitting inside your own self. Not a cliche. You went there looking for something, but that something cannot show up like that. One time one man says, I feel that all my life God is playing with me. I said, no, God is not playing with you, God is playing as you. Then he goes, I never thought about it. You say, I went to meet God. He didn't show up. Maybe God went to meet you and you didn't show up. Would you understand if I say like this? Then explain then, if you understood.
In my meeting with myself, as I call myself, it wasn't always 50%. Sometimes it was more. And there were some glimpses, like now, I understand the difference. Like Victor is looking at you, my name is Victor, or I am looking through Victor's eyes at you, or I am aware at both, looking at you and the one who is looking through the eyes at you.
Yeah,
and,
but it must be your experience,
yes,
not your assumption.
Yeah, sometimes it is an experience. It's really the experience, and I feel great because understand it's that's exactly what I need. But then it disappears, and then what happens? I come back after every season to my back home, and when the friends ask me, "Okay, you left this life. We made some career, success, money, or whatever, and what did you get?" And I, more and more, I feel like a big pain inside, because I just, what can I say? Nothing. It's again, some glimpses, they just laugh. Because what it is? What is the difference
All
in
it
you?
is about is a misunderstanding. It is a misunderstanding. I want you to get it, to see the obvious. Maybe it is too easy, in a way, and perhaps you are just looking with your mind. Mostly it's misunderstanding. Maybe you're looking for the wrong thing, or the right thing in the wrong way. Or you're giving some image to what has no image. Or you're looking out when you should be looking in. Or that the one looking out or in is also itself seen. All of this, somehow, you will come to clarity about, have to come to clarity about it. I can't send you on to somewhere else, because it is here. So many times I hear people speak just like you are speaking. In every country I go, you're speaking just like you are speaking. I try so hard, I look, I don't come, I don't think, it's all very disappointing. Why I can't find it and so on. Because you who are consciousness believe in this identity which is speaking, and it's not true. I also used to believe that it was really you, the identity speaking, and this is the one that I have to really converse with. But I saw that actually you are true, but your identity is not true. And that was a beautiful awakening also, because I cannot see you as not true. You are the true, but the way in which you identify yourself and the instrument with which you are looking, you are not going to find like that. I have to get this across to you, because the error has become very clear that you're speaking from the place of an identity. When you say I, it is immersed in identity. I did this, I had a successful career, I gave up my career to come here, I've been searching, I walked up to the top of the hill, sat in the cave, I did the mantras, I did the prayers, nothing's happened. How many times you hear like this? And what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Then I tell you, you who? And then you feel hurt. Oh, no. He's going to say this again. And you don't get it. And sometimes in our life, actually, you can spend your whole life to understand one sentence. One sentence. After so many years, you've heard, you've even spoken this thing, but finally it drops inside your heart and it becomes your living truth. I am also repeating. I used to give the example, sometimes you go to a soft drinks machine and you put your money, you put it in, it comes out. The money comes out. And you're thirsty. It drops inside. And then you press, your drinks come out. Feel like somehow we are saying this with you. And you said, I understand intellectually, I had it once, and I'm saying, no. So it has to happen. I don't give up. Consciousness is not giving up somehow. In fact, it doesn't even get tired about it. It's like a kind of play, I guess. Something is not yet ready, I put it like this. Seems like, I don't want to put it like anything rigid, to like with everything you say, the feeling I am the body is behind it. I am this person. Ramana Maharshi also, he saw this thing as well in people. He said the identity that you are wearing is itself the difficulty, because you believe in it. The identity can be there, the conditioning can be there. I don't say, get rid of them even. I say, no, you are the one who is aware of them. So leave that. Be in the place of the observing. It's a clue. As long as you keep on thinking that you are George, I'm Harry, I'm Susan, and I came and I did this, you'll miss it. You'll miss it because the identity you're looking with itself is false. How to get over this? Like we're talking now. You said, I came, I gave up my job, or my friends see that I've left. I've given up so many things to come to India to find the Holy Grail. You've come here and you're maybe going back and they say, where is he? Introduce the Lord. And, he didn't show up for the appointment.
Okay, thank you.
Not yet. There's an attitude, a sort of, I don't know if it's a kind of frustration or something. But you're wearing it very heavily. You understand what I say? It's like a garment of frustration. And it's like something has seemed like it's wrapped in it. I want you to be aware of this. Because it can become impenetrable. You understand what I mean? Like you start to believe that more. And I want you to be aware of it. Because I'm walking around you trying to find a way in, and I'm feeling this heavy coat. Are you aware of it? You have to take this coat off.
For a few years already I have a big pain here. It's coming from nowhere and it stays for some time, very painful, and then disappears. It's not physical. And it maybe what you are saying now, it's like a shell of frustration or whatever.
If something is there. Because more than the words we speak, you carry a sort of an energetic presence. And with some beings, it's very easy. And in some cases, it feels impregnable, like something. But yet, I know it's not, because you're here. You see? You came here, so I know it's not. So I just want to bring it to your attention so you can see that you don't just accept this. You have the power inside you to say, whatever that is, it's not going to be the focus of my attention. I leave it to the side. I don't mind if I go out like this, but I am not in that. And then everything opens up to the miracle again. But if you sit inside this, then, and you're not conscious of it, then it's like I'm speaking with a wall or something. And so I have to say this to you. And these words, they will have some effect. If you hear them, they will have some effect. Then you come back again, maybe tomorrow, and you talk to me again about it. Okay? Thanks. You. Okay. Thank you. Very good. After you come, for a moment, after you come. Very good. Ah, very good. Very good.
Возможно ли передача этого состояния через посвящение?
Is it possible to give this state through the like darshan? Yeah? Посвящение, как будет? Посвящение. Initiation, yes. Initiation. Like, is it possible to give this state to someone, that someone can get it, receive it through initiation?
Yeah, actually, it is not that which is perfect can be handed across like this. It's not like that. You are that already.
Это не то, чтобы можно вот это совершенство передавать вот так из рук в руки. Это то, что ты есть уже.
Because even the term in India, popular term guru,
Даже очень популярный термин в Индии гуру.
Because the meaning of guru is the one who dispels darkness, which means ignorance, no? One who gets rid of ignorance.
Значение этого слова гуру – это тот, кто убирает препятствия, освобождает от заблуждений.
It doesn't mean the giver of light.
Но это не означает тот, кто дает свет. Он просто убирает темноту.
You are already that.
Потому что ты уже есть то.
What one can do is to quickly, through their own also power and presence, help you to come to your own self-recognition very quickly.
То, что ты можешь сделать, то, что в твоих силах, это через свое собственное усилие и намерение обнаружить, прийти к этому, к тому, чем ты являешься уже.
There are other powers there that I don't need to tell you about it.
Есть еще другая сила, о которой мне не надо говорить.
Because the mind will misunderstand.
Потому что ум может все это интерпретировать по-своему.
But everything, I would say, if your aspiration is for realizing your own self.
Но если у тебя есть вот эта жажда, если у тебя есть это стремление реализовать свою природу, узнать, кто ты есть,
it's already a movement of grace.
Это уже движение милости в тебе.
And so many forces are supporting your awakening.
И очень много сил поддерживают это пробуждение.
But some are working against a little bit also.
Но некоторые силы также работают как бы против этого.
And you must discern which is true.
И тебе нужно самому распознать, что из них истинно.
Когда я работаю, я чувствую силу, но меня нет, да, в том понимании, как кто говорит. А когда я говорю, силы нет. Как мне осознать эту силу как себя?
When he said, when I work as a healer, I feel the power, the strength moving through me, but there is no me.
Yes.
But when I speak, there is no power, no strength.
I see.
When he speaks.
Yes.
Как ты сказал, какой вопрос? Как оставаться сильным?
Как осознать, что я это поток?
So how to realize that I am that stream, that strength, that power? How to realize it?
Initially, the efforts must not be made to realize that you are a stream or a power or any kind of magnificent power. Don't try and realize that.
Изначально не требуется никакого усилия, чтобы вот узнать, что ты есть сила, или вот это какой-то магнетизм, или какое-то поле. Для этого не нужно усилия.
What is important is to recognize that whatever it is that is perceivable, something else is behind, something more fine is behind.
Важно то, что бы не воспринималось, даже все вот эти вот специальные силы, все это находится в поле восприятия. Важно также знать, что в этот момент есть что-то, что за пределами.
Something beyond image or quality.
Что-то за пределами представлений и качеств.
Yes, and be there.
И это все может быть. Все
Don't
может.
try to be anything else.
но не пробуй быть чем-то иным.
Don't try to be something.
Не пробуй быть чем-то.
Thank you.
It's good like this?
Все это хорошо, вот так удовлетворительно.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. It's okay. Come sit.
Would you help me to find my wholeness? Yesterday I found myself. It felt like I found myself, but in a very miserable state.
But in a very
Miserable state.
miserable state.
Like I had this attention, but it was going in 1,000 directions. And it was like nothing, almost nothing was left of me. And what should have been like a beautiful being, a beautiful presence, was like something very bleak or weak. I knew that this was.
I want to say to all of you something again. And it has to be clear for you. Whatever you perceive or conceive of, whether it's thought or some sensation or emotion, anything that belongs to time, past, present, future, any kind of sensation, everything is like clouds floating through the space of your awareness. You must come to this recognition or not. Most things, they are expressed in your consciousness, and then they exhaust their expression, then they leave, they go. Finish. But they continue to live in your memory. Your memory perpetuates the sense of their existence. But they're finished. Everything is coming and going. Everything. Memory, every taste. Even this one abseiling down from this one. There goes now. Everything is passing. He's passing now. Like this. Everything coming and going. If you observe this and don't make any deliberate attempt to try and manipulate, but just be aware, you will find that sometimes spontaneously some activity, some action comes, and that is also spontaneously moving, and it's appropriate in its own way, but you don't have to be too strongly trying to do something. Just observe. Everything is like this. How easy, how still, like this. And so your consciousness remains in a state of kind of neutrality, a silence, panoramic, open, still. There's no residential concept occupying your mind. This is the perfect Buddha mind, Christ consciousness, Shiva being, whichever way you want to call. It is like this, natural, no? Almost everyone is telling, oh, this thing happened and this thing is happening. And when I check in, sometimes this is 1 week ago, 3 months ago, 1 year ago. Still mind is dwelling on some old stuff. What belongs with you here now in this moment? If you don't go to memory, yesterday or tomorrow, how are you now? How are you if you don't touch this concept or this idea? What's next? Don't touch it. You have the power. A thought arises. Okay, let it arise. Be the space in which all things appear. This is already natural. It's not some kind of psychological trick. It's already what is so natural. So many things surround you. and yet you can be, they're there, but they're not a distraction for you. Why? Because you have no particular interest. If you don't have any interest in a thing, it cannot disturb you. Usually we are disturbed by something which has a meaning, or you have deep interest or a relationship with it, and if you identify yourself with it. This is how these things come into power. Otherwise not. There is a simplicity in all of this. But if you hold on to identity and intention, in fact, the first one, the first error is holding on to the identity, I am this body, this is who I am. Because through this door, every other visitor can come and stay. If you don't have this idea, I am this person, this is who I am, visitors can come, but they can't stay. But if you say, this is who I am, visitors will come and they will stay. And then soon they will become landlord also. And after this, they will start to charge you rent also. This is how it is. This simple thing I try to explain. You're just speaking your mind, what your mind, this thing happened, I see 1,000 things happening, so what? It passed. Where are they now? It's not here. You're speaking from memory. That's cheating. Who can speak from now? Everybody, oh yes, yesterday. And I don't want to hear about yesterday. I don't even want to know about my yesterday. Or 5 minutes ago. Why all this smelly stuff? Why? Leave it. You're fresh like you are. What is it? If something is to be remembered, let the cosmos bring it. And you remember it spontaneously, and it will be addressed. Make no effort, and don't hold on to this feeling, oh, this is who I am, and constantly looking at this, coming from this place of memory. You think you cannot do anything about it? Of course you can. Anyway, I don't want to put the energy, oh, forget. I say, no. Go to the place which is aware of even this thing. This is much more quick. You are the one who is aware of all these things. Just be the awareness itself. This is the mighty secret. Rather than going and putting out fires, I say, no. Be the one who sees. It's enough. Somebody is going to get it. Be the one who sees. That's all. Be the one who sees even the one who is involved. That one is also seen. Sit with it. Contemplate it. Look. Check in. Check out. Check in. If you feel even a little trust with what I say, apply at least then your energy to go with that, even that little trust. It will bear some fruit. Then reinvest that fruit in more looking, and it will bear more fruit. But don't just keep telling the story of your mind. You are all a field of Buddhas itself. I don't see anything different. I don't see one who is outside of that. I can't see it. But there is an investment in an identity which is not true. The whole predicament of the human race, it comes down to just this point when I'm speaking. We are operating in a wrong identity. If you find out what you are, and it is possible here, then your sorrows are over. your fears cannot grow. I don't want to tell you 10 or 20 things to remember, because you won't remember. I point you one thing to look, keep looking like this. I want to see someone come who follow this introspection and have something to report. I followed what you say, and okay, where have you reached? Okay, actually I've come to this, oh good. I want to be introduced to your Buddha. You introduce me to your Buddhi and your buddy. Okay, thank you. Very good, very good. I don't know if something is wrong with me, because in every moment that I feel I have the privilege to spend with you, I cannot see you as other than that. So the mystery, it seems, how long it will take you to see what I see. Because some thoughts are coming through the gate of memory or something, or freshly, and your attention go to them. It goes to a certain kind of thought, because many thoughts may come energetically, maybe hundreds, thousands may come, but they don't register because you have no interest. So effectively, they haven't come. Unless and until the mind says something has happened, experientially nothing happened. And this is how you are with most things. 99.9% of things don't trouble you. But that 0.1, it's like we say, your finger can cover the sun. For you, one concept believed in can somehow eclipse the intuitive recognition of the truth. By this, you have to find out which one, which concepts is robbing you of your eternal joy. So, this time that we have the privilege of sharing and talking about these things, this time here, it has to be alive for you. Because I am not an entertainer. I'm not a preacher. I don't want to call myself even teacher. But I know what has been discovered here is also what you're searching for. And I see the simplicity and the total availability of that to itself. And it is also seen. Sometimes I say, it must be a spell. It has to be a spell. Because in so many things we are clever. In so many things we can accomplish. And that which is what we are, is not seen. Because our attention is on a different movement. You're following, pursuing something. I think it was St. Francis of Assisi who says this thing. What you are looking for is already where you're searching from. He said this thing, isn't it? But who catches that clue? Who gets it, no? What you're looking for is already where you're looking from. Who catches it, no? Is it really my fantasy that every single being here can recognize and awaken to that truth here? In your own time, in your own space, come to that clear seeing. Somehow I am unable to give up that feeling. Okay. Omkara is here, she will do something. Okay.
Satchidananda Bhagavan Ananda Bhagavan Satchidananda Bhagavan Ananda Bhagavan Satchidananda Bhagavan Now Maya's bewitching power no more shall bind us, no more shall bind us, no more shall bind us. We are free.